let's not waste time. I think, when I started my angel investing journey and et cetera, I used to be that part of the crowd. And at that time, I always thought that's a very difficult job to do, to sit in the audience, because you're waiting for what the panelists are saying, what the moderator is saying. You're trying to make sense of the whole proceedings of the entire day. It was a tough job. And then as I spent a few more years, I came to this side of town. And then I realized, shit, this is a tough job to do, because it's, you have to think about what you're saying. You better make sense. Everybody's watching you, all of that. Today I realize that the most difficult job is this. Because you guys want to listen to everything that these guys are saying. These guys have so much to share, but unfortunately we are on a clock. So I think the tough job is for me to now make sure that going forward, all the panels, and my partner in crime is here. 5 minutes before the panel, he's going to come here and he's going to shut down the proceedings. All right, the next panel that we have is Angels at Forefront. I think we all here at the forefront, all of us. A few pointers that this panel will focus on. First is, are angels the catalyst to fund and fuel innovative growth? The second thing that they'll discuss about are transformative edges and transformative impact that angels and angel networks have on businesses. And the last is emerging trends. I think, I discussed in my opening remarks as well that the last cycle is over. We are now towards the bottom of that cycle. The new cycle is about to begin. What are the changes? What are the emerging trends? And that's what we're going to discuss now. And to discuss this, we have Rishabh Golchha. Yeah, Rishabh. Sanjay bhai, came to. Hey Rishabh, hi. So Rishabh is the managing partner at Venture Catalyst. I think he's one of those individuals who I've seen to be really passionate about mentoring, helping founders build businesses. So I think we are in very good hands with you as the moderator of this panel. As I said, the easy job of introducing you is mine. Difficult job of introducing everybody else is yours. But like the earlier moderator, don't pass it on to them. Please, the stage is all yours.
Hello. Can I request all the fellow panelists to join? Since Sanjay bhai was already here, I thought we all can sit here and then I can do the introductions. To my immediate left is Jitendra. He's been a serial entrepreneur, has run multiple successful businesses, and at the same time, he's also a super angel in the real sense, right? He's one of the first angel investors that founders look up to for advice, capital, mentoring, etc. And I'll bring out his entrepreneur and investing experience during the conversation. Then we have Mr. Rohit Chanana. Rohit bhai, as we all know, is the dost and the friend of all the startup founders. His approach to investing is very unique and very different. And that's what we'll bring out in the conversation today. Sanjay bhai, we all know, has been one of the earliest angel investors in India, has been doing this activity for the last 2 decades now. There's no startup founder that does not know Sanjay Mehta or does not reach out to Sanjay Mehta for funding. He runs a super successful investing company called 100x VC. And last, we have Mr. Harvinder. We all know him as Harry. He runs a company called Radiowalla. And besides that, he runs a collective of individuals who come together and invest in startups. And his belief is not just about capital, but also about mentoring and value add. So I'll bring all of this in the conversation today. My first question will be for Jitendra. So Jitendra, you've been running startups for almost a decade and a half now, and maybe even more. And at the same time, you're also an investor in, say, over 100 companies. How do you describe the relationship between a founder and an angel investor, since you have seen both sides, right? You have been an angel investor to many, and you have also raised angel investing from many for your businesses. So how do you describe this relationship?
Sure. So I'll say that like I started investing from 2016, and so 2016 was a year when I actually sold my first startup, Citrus Pay, to PayU. So of course I got some money out of it, and and the idea was that how do we, frankly, I felt after selling that I need to stay relevant, and to stay relevant, I need to invest and learn about the businesses which are coming up in the market. So I had my commitment for 3 years with PayU. So I'm like very sure that I want to start again. And in the 3 years time period, I was like to learn from the new founders who are coming to the market. It's better to put my money on the table and learn. That's the best way to learn. So this is how my journey started, frankly, of investing. It was never about the money. It was always about out of my the allocation of money, there is a certain portion which is like 10% of my pool available. I allocated to startups, and I said that this is the money I would put into startups over the next 3-4 years. The reality is that I ended up putting 40% of that, because it's an addiction, honestly. Because you meet so many interesting founders, you get swayed by their stories, you want to learn more, and like you fall in love, I would say, when you meet founders who are describing you interesting stories, interesting business models, their dreams, how will they convert an idea into scalable business. So this is the journey. Now, I think for myself, frankly, when I started my current company, Jupiter, so in Citrus, we didn't have angel investor. But in Jupiter, I raise money from angels, honestly, not from a money standpoint. I raise money mainly to get the right network when I need it. And this is how I tapped on to people. So, and the good part was that whosoever I called, they immediately agreed. So it was a very less effort to convince anyone. In fact, I remember, like I have like 10 or 12 angels on my cap table. And I think like 8 didn't even ask the idea what I'm doing. So I found it weird though, honestly. Like I would never put my money like that. But at the same time, I think people had the trust. People had saying, okay, there is a track record of somebody returning the money. So let's bet on the guy. But my personal idea was I wanted to limit their risk. So when I took money, because startups are never a short success. That's the reality. And once you are successful, doesn't mean that your next startup is also going to work. And I think this is the worst part of starting another company. It is actually worst of both sides. That expectations are very high, while the game is different. And I think from that standpoint, the chances of failures are higher, in fact, in my view. So when I was accepting angel money, I was cognizant of this fact. And I'm like, all of these guys know me, so I want to restrict their risk in case things don't work out. So nobody should be coming to my home and say, where is my money? So I think that's how I balanced out.
Understood. So there's a lot of trust and risk involved, despite being a serial entrepreneur or serial investor is what we gather. Okay, moving on to Rohit bhai. So you have a very different philosophy on investing. You become a friend first of these founders, and then you call yourself an investor. How has that approach helped you become a better investor versus all the sharks and the vultures around the founders?
So I think what is important is to understand why am I doing what I am doing. So I have a higher purpose, हंसूं और हंसाऊं सारे जग में खुशियां फैलाऊं. And I want to be a 21-year-old student of psychology, philosophy, and digital technology. And therefore, that led me to invest into startups. So I have a hunger to learn. तो मेरे को लक्ष्मी सरस्वती दोनों चाहिए. It is not about one versus the other. And I have a very different philosophy of investing, which is biochemistry, physics, and maths. So दोस्ती बनाता हूँ. 60% of the weightage is on the bio part of it. Why are you doing what you're doing? What are the values that you have? Does my DNA align with you? And why do you love that, right? What are you solving for? So that is the first part of it, which is understanding the DNA and building those things. The second part is chemistry. So chemistry is all about, how does the ecosystem think about you? We believe that ecosystem exists because of us, but in reality, we exist because of the ecosystem, and therefore important to do that validation. The third piece is around physics, which is the business model, the business logic, and what is the science behind the product. The third piece is the maths, which is the cash flows. Do I really understand the cash flows? At some point in time, cash flows become even more important than everything else. So that is the philosophy one that I use. The second one is around 3 V's: values, value, and value creation. So are you driven by values? My personal belief through my training with some of the best mentors like Mohanji Munjal, Dr. Parvinder Singh, Sunil Munjal, and a couple of others, is that the values are the core of the company. They are the foundation of who you are. Value is what is the value that I'm going to provide to each of the ecosystem partners. And value creation happens automatically, and I follow an Ikigai framework. What do you love most and why? What does the world need and why? Why is important? And what are the skills you have, and create value for everyone. The third and the most differentiated piece that I think about, which is quite different from most people would talk about. So I still see myself as a 21-year-old student, and therefore I have a very limited role of playing as a parent, which is 10% parent: inspire, energize, provide clarity of thought, and ensure that you stay with your values. The dost part, which is the 70%, which is child to child, parent to parent, or adult to adult.
Closer.
You have more, I respect you for what you are. You know much more than I do, so I treat myself as a vidur. I have no conflict of the role expectation, right? So you may choose not to agree with me, but you are the king, you decide. 20% I am a child. So these are the 3 philosophies. Besides that, there are 57 other philosophies which are mentioned in my book. So that's who I am. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Rohit bhai. To Sanjay ji, you invest in founders when they may not even have a product or a business to show. What is your investment philosophy that makes you help take decisions like this?
Founders, when you meet founders, you check their background. If you like them, if you believe in them, you invest. Let's say there was an idea and we had invested into that. It did not work. There was a failure. You write the check again to the founder. You believe in the founder. You believe in the founder again and again. You write the check. I will give some example. For example, block 1, which is my exit. I've already taken an exit. It is a 30 crore exit. It will happen only if I trust. The founder had another startup called II5. Then I invested again. Block 1. I got exit. Then I got box 8. Originally it was Poncho. Then it became bauxite. Now it is 20 crore exit. Condi checks. It is almost 100 crore.
Wow. So from what I gather, you believe in a person, you trust a person, and you are willing to invest in them again and again, even if they have failed once,
Yes.
you will reinvest in them twice.
Yes.
Fantastic. Harvinderjit, this one's for you. So you believe in a philosophy of collective investing versus individual investing. And why do you prefer that? And what do a lot of the angels in this audience, who may be independent individual angel investors, how should they go about approaching a similar philosophy if they have to?
So my journey for investment primarily started as a CFO in my corporate world, where I was raising money for the company. And that's when you learn the nuances from an investor point of view and what kind of things they are looking for. I started my angel investment journey 10 years back. And as a friends, CFOs, we started investing together. And we thought that, we are God's gift to mankind. We understand numbers. So that's how investment is done. All 5 of our first investment failed. Because it was not just the numbers, as Sanjay bhai said, founders and how they behave in different environment. I think that's a learning we had. And that's when we decided that it is better to have a collective approach, though we were putting individual checks. But as a decision making, we were discussing amongst fellow angel investors. And for first 5-6 years, that's how we did it. And then we created a angel AIF. And then we pulled in as a... So collective wisdom is very key for us.
So when they say founders should have complementary skill sets, somebody should know technology, somebody should know business. In your collective, are you all numbers and finance people,
No.
or you are a mix of different skill sets?
It's different skill sets altogether. And today we are like a group of 150 CXOs who invest together. And they're all from finance, marketing, law, supply chain, global commerce. And also it helps the startups to open doors for them. So it's a very hands-on approach for us.
Lovely. That's a beautiful philosophy. Coming back to you, Jitendra, again. So investing is one part of the business, right? Which is the easiest part for angels, right? Everyone has one other question on their mind is exits. And they're all worried about their investments 2, 3, 5 years down the line when exits don't happen and some companies shut down and so on. So what is your take on exits, and can you time these entry and exits? How do you go about approaching this?
See, it's a very tricky topic because exits in an unlisted market is the most difficult thing. And I think one has to realize, and a startup does not offer multiple opportunities to exit. That means you get very limited time windows or time slots to exit. Now, but at the same time, as an investor, what happens if the company is really doing well, then you want to stay invested. And there's nothing wrong in it, by the way. And if the company is not doing well, you want to exit. Now, when you want to exit, there's no exit. When the company is really doing well, you want to stay invested. So, and in a nutshell, you are always staying invested. Now, it's an individual risk appetite, I would say, one has to take a call. So, like from my personal philosophy standpoint, I'm an individual guy, and I'm talking like the investments which I made in my individual capacity. So, I believe that when there is a good momentum in the company, which is typically around Series C, Series D, I think it's time for angel investors to exit. And the reason for that is, you would have made 20, 30x by that time. And now there is another 5, 7x left in the company, which is okay for the new investor to redeem because the nature of their investing is to expect 5x, 7x returns. So from that standpoint, I believe that if you get that window to exit when there's enough momentum in the company, one should take the exit. So, like I was telling you in the speaker lounge, like 2021, when there was so much of momentum in the startup market, I made 10 exits and I made zero investment, honestly, during that time. And I think because I believe that there is so much momentum, this momentum is not going to come back. So, and now when I look back in hindsight, I can always say I did a great job, which I feel now I did a great job. But but at the same time, I think as an attitude, even if you miss more returns, that's okay because your job is done as an angel investor. If you are able to get decent exit at a right liquidity window which you are getting, so that's how I personally look at it.
Great. Rohit bhai, once you've invested in a company, and especially when, say, companies are needing that help and not doing as well, what all do you as an angel investor do for these companies? How can we all as angel investors positively contribute and impact the success of a startup?
So I think what is important to me is, am I learning? Will I continue to learn? And is the company making an impact? So there are a few companies which are not doing well, and they have existed for last 6 years. My job is only to inspire, energize, encourage them to continue so long as they are passionate about it, so long as they believe they can make an impact, and so long as they believe they are doing a wonderful job. And one of the companies which is Jobs got struggling like crazy, right? But he has a dream, he has a vision, his aspiration to make an impact is even more. His passion to make an impact is even more after 6 years, whereas he has no money left in the bank. So my job is, again, as I said, to inspire, energize, and ask people to do well. Stay with your values, don't compromise. Similarly, if the company is doing good, so I have a company where they have a very unique business model. Company's name is New Shop, and they say, Rohit sir, exit mat karna, you are my lucky charm. I don't like to exit easily because so long as I'm learning, that's wonderful for me. So I'm not driven by money, I'm driven by the impact that you are making. And if the founder tells me, Rohit sir, now is the time for you to leave because my investors want to clean up the cap table, you will be the last one I know, but I want you to exit, I will do that. Very tough decision for me to break a dosti.
Okay, thank you. Sanjay bhai, in your opinion, is angel investing only for the ultra high net worth individuals only? Or is it open for a broader audience? And if yes, what are the risks some of these first time angels need to be cognizant of?
You need to have 2 crore minimum capital to invest over 2 to 3 years. 1 crore, 5 lakhs as an angel, you invest in 20 companies. Then 20 lakhs, you invest in 5 companies which are growing, doing good. You invest more into that companies. You, out of that 2 or 3, out of the 20 companies, it will be 2 or 3 companies which will give success. It will give 5 to 10 years to give success. As an angel, you stay for at least minimum 5 years to make an impact. If you stay longer, then you make success.
Understood. So your point being, one should become an angel investor when they have an appetite to create a portfolio of at least 15, 20 companies.
20 companies.
20
minimum
companies.
20 companies.
And they need to be patient for 5, 7 years at least to see success and great returns coming from their portfolio. So patience and portfolio approach are the 2 pillars that you are referring to. Harry bhai, angels often play the role of a bridge to institutional capital, right? All founders eventually want to raise capital from VCs and institutions, and angels fill in that gap of early capital and become a bridge to institutional capital, while becoming that bridge to not just capital, as a bridge, as a pillar of the ecosystem, angels also support portfolio companies in different ways. Since you run a CXO network, can you give some examples of how this network has helped the companies that you have invested in, and how all of us as business owners or CXOs can do similar activities for the companies we are investing in?
Absolutely right. That's, as angels, you are the bridge. The only thing is you need to be sure that you are not the Andheri wala bridge, but the coastal road. So you have to meet the ends as well. So, see, as angels, particularly when you have been in the corporate world, you have your own network of businesses. And today, one of the biggest pain point for an early stage company is that they want to reach out to these companies to do their pilots or do some business or as a part of the GTM, and they don't get access. What we try to do is open those doors for them. So where they were taking 2 to 3 months to get a person, it's one phone call away for our members to open any door for them. And that's very critical. And being part of the network, all of us, since it's a mentorship first, we designate one person from our group to be the lead mentor, not investor. He may not have invested also, but they want to be part of the journey. And the founder, any type of query he raises to them, and they put up to the group, and we open that door for that particular founder. And we have seen that, be it from a banking facilities to a supply chain problem statement, or a FMCG GTM strategy where they want to meet up, or even collaborations between our investee companies. And that's what has really helped, our portfolio companies to grow.
Fantastic. That's a great approach in supporting companies and helping them become successful. I think ultimately, other than capital, all of these founders need connections. And if we cannot provide those connections, the need for capital goes significantly down as well. Jitendra, this one's for you. A lot of people would come forward to you and or would see your name that, hey, Jitendra is investing in this company, I will also invest, right? Do you recommend such philosophy of following somebody and investing, or you advise people to go out and build their own portfolios and any other strategies on portfolio creation?
Sure. So Rishabh, I'll strongly advise against this approach of investing. And the reason for that is, because you don't know what all other investments the other person is making. It's not about a single investment philosophy which you have to bank on. So in my view, anybody who wants to do angel investments, as other panelists have also said, that one has to take a view of a portfolio where you should be able to have the appetite to invest into 15 to 20 companies minimum. And I think that's how you will have ability to generate any returns. And also ability to learn early from your mistakes which you make in the first 4 or 5 companies. And it's very, you're bound to make mistakes. So nobody is perfect. And I think, I don't know where somebody has told me that 100% of angel investments are successful. There's nobody which I've come across ever. So from that standpoint, the portfolio approach is the key. And banking on others is a worst call because that does not give you any learning or insight what does not work. So you have to generate your own thesis and philosophy of investing, which type of founders, which type of business models, which type of return expectation. I think you have to have your own thesis. So that's my personal advice.
Just to add on, one of the approach what we have seen in our group is that there are a lot of people who are not from the tech background. And a lot of companies now which are into AI space and everything, some of us don't understand the technology behind it. And that's what we have seen, that we are depending on other members in the group. And they given maybe a simple explanation of what this founder is doing and why this is better. So we have seen members relying on their knowledge and then investing along with them. That if you are investing, okay, we'll invest, but this is part of the learning process. Maybe that's what they are doing. They don't understand the technology, but they still invest.
Got it. So this is not just investing because Jitendra is investing, but
No, not because of
this
that.
is learning from Jitendra on why he's investing,
Why is he investing,
and
yes.
then choosing whether he wants to invest or not. Great. Rohit bhai, this one's for you. When you invest in these companies, what do you look at? Market potential, valuations, or what are some of the key factors and parameters that you look at?
So as I already explained to you, my focus is around the founder. I believe whether he can make it or he cannot make it, right? So his value. So let me describe the 4 attributes that I think to me are very important. Gratitude, which is mother of all values. So does he really follow values? Is he a dost? Does he really work with the ecosystem? Yes or no? Can he be resilient enough to be able to come up as he goes down? And the 4th one is, does he have the curiosity to grow? Now you will ask me, how do you assess this? This is just by information. Because there कुछ शक्ति है जो energy flow से you can find out and figure out, what is this guy up to? So I am not as much of a physics guy or a maths guy. Maths takes place when, you are 3, 4, 5 months into the business. But these are the 4 attributes. दोस्ती बना सकता है या नहीं बना सकता.
So you are more of a gut and instinct guy.
More than gut, it is about the energy. Does he have the right energy to make things happen?
Sure.
And if he has, I'll just give you one example. Misbah, the co-founder of JAR, I met with him for the first time when he said, my first venture went under and I ensured that I returned the money by working overtime. Second venture went under, which was, Mars Play. And now look at him. And I had always told him, दोस्त तू $1 billion की कंपनी बनेगा, अपनी किताब लिखनी शुरू कर दे अभी.
Lovely, lovely. Beautiful story. Sanjay ji, since you spoke about exits, some successful exits, just for the broader audience, how do exits in the startup ecosystem work? And do angel investors need to wait for exits to happen? Or is there a role for angel investors to go and create exits for themselves?
Angel investor has to create exits. If they wait, it will not happen. They have to create exits. Now, how to create exit? First, when you are a startup and you are 3 years in business, you will have 1 or 2 rounds of funding. You make the founder talk about exit. Then you have got financial exit, where you have got VC coming across. You got a good exit. You got 20x, 50x that time. Then you got acquire, which means you have got a startup where you have to exit with money, just getting your money back. You have multiple options of exit. You have to decide which one you want to have. You don't have timing, you don't have control. You have no control on timing. Startup.
We also don't have control on this time. And the time is up for all of us. Maybe last question for Harry ji. What are the emerging trends that you and your network are looking for? Just a few sectors that you are looking at, that's all.
B2B sector, definitely, we are keen to look at, because that's where maximum value can be added by our members. Anything on supply chain and back office, implementation, improvements, those are the things which we are quite interested in.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much to everybody in the audience and all the panelists for sharing your knowledge and learnings with all of us. I'll ask the TiE team to advise us on the next steps.
Thank you, Rishabh.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Stay. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sanjay. And thanks a lot. Wait, we got some pictures and we got some mementos. Group picture first, okay, please. Wait, let wait. We'll all gather around there. No, yeah. But it okay. Yeah, let's gather around here. Yeah, come. I'll go this way. Come. It's good. Thank you. Yeah. Start with Rishabh. Rishabh, thank you so much for moderating it so well. Oh, we will, yeah.
Thank you.
You're here for some time, we'll catch up. All right, see you. Rohit bhai, this is for you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. For Sanjay bhai. He has to hold down. This good, yeah. Thank you, Sanjay bhai. Just give it to Sanjay's. Sarji.
What happens when life breaks
Thank you
down?
so much. Long time. Thank you.
When there is systemic contradiction?
Thank you. See you. आप कहाँ से आएंगे? Just उधर से आएंगे?